Hello, everyone, and welcome to Henry P. Iba Court on the campus of Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. James Stanley with you for the SLIAC Game of the Week. The Fontbonne Griffins taking on the Westminster Blue Jays. Both of them sitting fourth in the SLIAC, tied for fourth place at 2-1. The Griffins come in 4-4. The Blue Jays are 3-5 on the year. But thank you for spending your Saturday with us here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Should be a pretty good matchup between these two teams as they are tied again for third in the SLIAC behind Webster, Greenville, and Spalding, all at 3-0 in conference play. We are moments away from the starting tip-off, and first we will have your lineups. First for Fontbonne, as Caden Clark, the guard from Bethelo, Illinois, will start us off, as well as Luke DeLine, the guard from St. Louis, Missouri, a graduate of St. Francis Borgia. Jared Woodcock, a guard from Sullivan, Missouri, will start as well at guard, with Gus Kleekamp at guard from Washington, Missouri, and Alex Movila from Union, Missouri will start at forward. So for the Griffins, that is Clark, DeLine, Woodcock, Movila, and Kleekamp. Meanwhile, for Westminster, Colin Kaywood, the guard from Jefferson City, Missouri, will start at guard, with Kobe Wands at guard as well, alongside his brother Carter Wands, the Wands brothers from Rolla, Missouri. Kobe in his junior year, Carter in his senior year. Stu Hollinsworth at senior. Well, senior front, it will start at one of the forward spots alongside Romo Tab, also at forward. So for Westminster, that's Kaywood, Wands, Kobe and Carter, Hollinsworth, and Tab. This will be the 63rd meeting all-time between these two programs, and the series is tied at 31-31. Up and through the last 5 meetings, Fontbonne led the series, but so far Westminster has won 5 straight games against the Griffins and looking to make it 6 on the day and take the third spot in the SLIAC. Once again, we thank you for joining us here on the SLIAC Game of the Week. Been not a contested matchup, but it's been a highly anticipated matchup the last 7 days, and these students taking a break from their finals. Today is the last day for finals here at Westminster College. Now they're ready to see some good basketball action as Stu Hollinsworth comes through the line, and finally Romo Tab, the two forwards today for Westminster. The Blue Jays wearing the home whites with blue trim, blue letters, and blue numbers. Sky blue to be exact. We'll take on Fontbonne with the road purples, white numbers, white letters, and gray trim. Sponsored by the Jordan logo. Westminster, meanwhile, has a powder blue Nike on their unis. But at center floor, we're waiting for the tip-off. Romo Tab to square off against Alex Movila at 6'9", 210 pounds is Movila. Romo Tab at 6'5", 210. Tip-off is won initially by Westminster, but the big lanky arms of Movila tips it back for Fontbonne, and they'll start it off with Caden Clark. Space created. Here's Woodcock with a pass off to his right on the right wing. That's DeLine. DeLine to Woodcock. They swing around to the left. That's Kleekamp. Kleekamp down low. He finds DeLine. DeLine has it stolen away by Stu Hollinsworth. With 19:38 to go in the first half, Westminster has a chance to start off the scoring. Look down low. Here's a three. Too strong for Colin Kaywood, but rebounded by Hollinsworth and tipped and stolen away by the Griffins, but they lose the ball out of bounds. DeLine last had the handle on the rock, and that was not Hollinsworth down low. That was Romo Tab. Tab had a number change from 24 to 32, and that's always a fun time when you're not necessarily prepared for it. Kobe Wands, meanwhile, from downtown, hits off the front of the iron, rebounded off the back of the glass by Jared Woodcock, his first board of the day. Here come the Griffins. Pull up three. It is too strong for DeLine and rebounded by Romo Tab. Into transition work, the Blue Jays. Bounce pass down low. Hollinsworth into traffic. And the ball hangs on the lip of the rim, but just falls out, rebounded by DeLine. Here he brings the ball up the floor. The bounce pass down to the left corner, Caden Clark. Clark into the trenches, feeds the basketball to Movila. And Hollinsworth will be tabbed for the first foul of the game with 18:46 to play in the first half, no score. Key into the ball from the trigger man, Caden Clark. Out on the left wing to Woodcock. Dribbles between his legs, now zips it down low. Movila back out to the perimeter, creating space for Woodcock, and he knocks it down. Woodcock from beyond the arc. Should say Woodcock from beyond the arc, and it's 3-0 Griffins. On the ladies' side, the Blue Jays took the first lead of the game very early in the first couple of minutes. They never looked back. Jam for Stu Hollinsworth. Hollinsworth, all of his 6'4" frame, slams that one home, and it's 3-2. It's still in favor of the Griffins with 18:10 to play in the first half. Clark tries to float it up, rebounded by DeLine. DeLine puts it back up, back into the trenches. Popped out to Woodcock, he fips it to his left. Kleekamp wide open for Clark, and Clark's three-pointer clanks off the front of the rim. Chance for the Griffins to reset, full fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Clark, dribbles with the right hand, guarded by Kobe Wands. Pass down to the right corner, Woodcock back up top to the left wing. DeLine back to Woodcock. He looks down low, 10 seconds into the shot clock. And Woodcock's pass, or should say his shot, is knocked away and out of bounds, blocked by Romo Tab. Tab, one of the burliest players down low, and they leave a wide open Gus Kleekamp, just a freshman from Washington, Missouri. It's the backdoor pass on the inbound, and it's 5-2 Griffins with 17:24 to go in the first half. Kobe Wands down low, out to his brother Carter. Carter transfer pass to Hollinsworth. Hollinsworth's pass rattles in and out. Should say his shot rattles in and out, and rebounded by Fontbonne. Bounce pass down low. Last touched by Westminster. Caden Clark tried to get that one into the paint, but a little too strong, however, is last touched by a man in white. Clark, the trigger man, looking for an open pass. Finally gives it into Woodcock. And Woodcock to Clark out of the right corner. Kobe Wands trying to force the turnover. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Feed around to the left side. That's Kleekamp. Kleekamp skip pass. Movila to Clark. To DeLine. DeLine with 5 seconds pulls up a three-pointer, but it's missed and dropped out of bounds by Carter Wands. Wands almost went flying into the stands to try to pull the basketball back in. But it will stick with the Griffins. Pass inbounded and a foul. Think they're going to tag Colin Kaywood for this one. Five to 2, 16:46 to play in half number one. Feed it in far to Kleekamp. Kleekamp dribbles to his left, now down into the paint. Guarded tough by Kobe Wands and stolen away by Romo Tab. Here come the Blue Jays left to right. Wands, Kobe variety, brings the ball up the floor, passing off to his brother Carter on the right wing, but a foul called away from the basketball. That'll be the first one on the Griffins in this contest. Again, what's at stake for both teams? Well, currently both tied for third in the SLIAC. A win here would at least give them the season advantage, although Westminster still has to play one more time this year at Fontbonne. Carter Wands, here's a three, and he sinks it. Make that Kobe Wands. Kobe Wands, the junior from Rolla, Missouri. Nothing but net, and we're tied at 5. Kleekamp, and here is a foul called away from the basketball. An offensive foul on the Griffins gives it right back to the Blue Jays. They have a chance to potentially take their first lead of the game with the bucket. Carter Wands guarded tough by Clark. Finally walks the ball across the center line on the far side. Now dribbles near side right wing. Pass off to Kobe Wands on the left wing. Pass down low. Flipped a little too high for Hollinsworth's grasp. Stolen away by the Griffins. Here they come quickly. And a good put up off the left block. Gus Gleekamp. We'll get it right one of these days. Gus Kleekamp with another 2 buckets. It's 7-5 Griffins. Hollinsworth from the free throw line. Throws it up and off the glass, uses the glass all to his advantage. We're tied back up at 7. Back and forth we go between a Griffin lead and a tie. Skip pass. Here's Woodcock for 3. Woodcock's shot is blocked just a little bit by Romo Tab. He came out of the trenches, got a finger on it. Since the shot did not hit the rebound, or did not hit the iron, we will have no resetting of the shot clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Clark down low, loses handle on it, stolen away by Carter Wands. Here he comes dashing up the floor. It's a foot race for the bucket and the lead. Blue Jays had their first lead of the game with 15 minutes to play in the first half. They lead at 9-7 over Fontbonne. Clark dribbles with the right hand with a pass down to the right wing. That's Kleekamp. Kleekamp to Woodcock, and he swings it around to the left corner, and a travel called to Caden Clark. Clark had the basketball, walked a few too many steps with it, and the Blue Jays, with 14:44 to play in the first half, make a couple of substitutions. Casey McCullen checks in, as well as Nolan Hewitt. Hewitt from Westphalia, Missouri, as McCullen's from Jefferson City, Helias High School product. Carter Wands brings the ball off the floor, and they move the ball around on the outside of the perimeter. Kobe Wands, he's down low. Kobe Wands with the layup. And the lead is extended 11-7 for the Blue Jays over the Griffins. Another substitution for Fontbonne as well. Chris McCann in, a 5'7" guard from O'Fallon, Missouri. We're an awfully high number for a guard, 43. But Fontbonne responds. Ian Cochran, freshman from Rogersville, one of the few centers listed on this Griffins roster, is in, and looks like we have mass substitutions for the Griffins. All new players. Kobe Wands from downtown extends the lead 14-9. Kobe and Carter playing in their last season together at the Division III level. And he's feeling it. Meanwhile, down low, Ian Cochran, rim says not today, rebounded by Westminster, and a foul called on Carter Otwell. As we reset with 13:33 to play in the first half, it's 14-9 Blue Jays. Carter Wands guarded tough by McCann. He gets a pick from McCollum. Well, they pass it down to the right corner, trying to bring the ball back up top is Stephen Brandt. And a foul called on McCann. That'll be his first. So 20 seconds on the shot clock, and Brandt will have a chance to inbound. Tries to give it in, and another foul called already on Otwell. He just was tagged for one a few minutes ago. It's already 3 fouls on the Griffins. Actually, that'll be Otwell's first. Have to inbound this one very deep to Wands, climbs the ladder, pulls it back in right in front of the scorer's table on the near side, and walks the ball up to the center of the floor. Now the handoff pass out on the left wing to Nolan Hewitt, and they reset. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pass down to the right corner. Here's a 3 for Brandt. Brandt, his shot clanks in and out. Rebounded by the Griffins. Here they come right to left. Isaiah Poirier should make that Jalen Wadlington into the set. And here's McCann as he finds Wadlington on the no-look pass. And an offensive foul again called on Ian Cochran. And these Fontbonne faithful don't like the call. Making the way all the way from St. Louis, Missouri, from the St. Louis area. It's already 5 fouls on the Griffins. 2 more, and it's free throws for the Blue Jays. There's one more. McCann with his second foul already. McCann's not even had that many playing minutes. Here's the inbound. Brandt to Kobe Wands. Brandt with a handoff to Mackay Calbreth. Mackay Calbreth into the set for the first time. And the finger roll by Hewitt is no good. Rebounded by McCann. He's dashing up the floor. Right to left, he moves the basketball. Wide open three. Here's for Woodcock. Woodcock too strong. Clanks off the front of the iron and a jump ball called, but the possession arrow does stick with the Blue Jays. So Romo Tab will come back in, and out will come Casey McCollum. McCollum, for his career, averaging just 2 points per game and has only started 2 games. Has played in more than 60. Feed the ball off a couple of times with a weave. And Hollinsworth with a Euro step. Called for the travel. Turns it over, and still the score sits 14-9 with 11 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the first half. So far, 6 turnovers for the Griffins, 2 for Westminster. Haven't even played half of the first half yet. Woodcock, he's top of the key, gives it to McCann onto the right wing. Feeds it inside. What a move for Ian Cochran, and he's rejected. Romo Tab pulls the ball back down, and Westminster trying to open up the scoring. Carter Wands for 3. Too short off the front of the iron, and an offensive foul against Stephen Brandt going up for the basketball. That's just the second foul on the Griffins. I should say on the Blue Jays. The Griffins, meanwhile, 1 foul away from putting Westminster into the bonus. We haven't even played 9 minutes yet. Tipped and stolen away. Here come the Blue Jays. Galbraith has the basketball. Feed off to the right wing for 3. Missed by Hewitt and rebounded by McCann. McCann flipping the floor. Here's Woodcock up and in. Almost had his shot blocked by Romo Tab. But now the score is back down to 3. 14-11. I should say the lead cut back down to 3 for the Blue Jays. There's Kobe Wands. Wands no look pass. Galbraith has his shot blocked. Tipped away by Luke DeLine, and some sloppy play on the far side of the floor. Turns the ball back over, and Westminster has a chance to keep a hold of the basketball. Stu Hollinsworth, or I should say Romo Tab, to key this one in. Hollinsworth with Kobe Wands into the back floor. I should say Romo Tab with Kobe Wands. But Wands hands off to his left on a pass. Nolan Hewitt from downtown. Hewitt for 3, you can count it. Last year shot just 8% from beyond the arc, and now he's 1 for 1 on the day, making the lead 17-11 for the Blue Jays. 10 minutes and change to go in the first half. And Fontbonne, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's a pass down the left corner. Carter Otwell turns it over. Here come the Blue Jays. Stephen Brandt, 2-on-1. Brandt up into traffic and draws the foul. They're into the bonus already with 9:48 to go till the halftime buzzer. Brandt last season in his freshman year shot 67% from the foul line. Got to play in 26 games. Hasn't started much this year. The trend will continue probably until his sophomore year. Or pardon me, until his junior year. Kobe Wands checks out, and in comes Stone Osterman, sophomore from Chesterfield, Missouri. Was on the team last year, but did not get much playing time. Got his first ever career playing time earlier in the season when Westminster had an exhibition game at Columbia College, a game that Westminster was unable to come away with much, losing 82-71 to Bob Bircher's squad. But back to basketball here in Fulton, Missouri, 19-11. A foul called on Romo Tab. Will be the fourth one on the Blue Jays. .9:38 to go in the first half. Otwell keys it in. Here's Eric Shark. Shark with a wide wingspan of 5'10" from Clever, Missouri. Wadlington guarded tough by Galbraith. He drives down into the paint. Couple of swing passes out. Shark is wide open for three, but missed, and rebounded by Hewitt. Galbraith brings the ball up the floor on the far side and trying to fake out Wadlington. Here he drives to the lane, and his shot is rejected. Shark with the block. Here come the men in purple. Go down low, and another block by the Westminster Blue Jays, but last touch out of bounds. Well, down in the trenches, I'd say either Osterman or Romo Tab were called for that one. Meanwhile, Colin Kaywood will check in, and Stephen Brandt will come out of the set. Ball flown in from the baseline. Ian Cochran. Cochran finds a wide open man down low. I think that was Shark, but he's unable to finish with the finger roll. Meanwhile, Romo Tab walks the ball up the floor, and the Blue Jays will work after the rebound set. Kaywood hands it off a couple of times, then gets it back from Hewitt. Kaywood for three, too strong from NBA range, and here come the Griffins right to left. Skip pass, swung around to the right side. Down low, it's Otwell. I should say on the right wing, it's Otwell. Move it around. Here's Wadlington for two, and he drains it. Wadlington 3 feet shy of the three-point line. A long two, and suddenly the Griffins have pulled back within 6 with 8:18 to play in the first half. 19-13 your score. We'll be back with more of the SLIAC Game of the Week here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. .8:18 to play in the first half. 19-13, the Blue Jays leading the Griffins of Fontbonne. But welcome back to Henry P. Iba Court on the beautiful campus of Westminster College. 52 degrees and sunny. It's warmed up a little bit, as well as the scoring. 19-13, Blue Jays sitting on top. Out of the break, Colin Kaywood out of the set with Hollinsworth as well as Hayden Drace for the first time. Stone Osterman and Romo Tab out on the floor. A foul is called. That'll be the 8th foul on Fontbonne.
At the line, shooting 1-1 for the Blue Jays at 32, Romo Tab.
And they get the first foul of the day on Alex Movila. It's not that anyone's in foul trouble. Chris McCann has the most fouls of any player on the Griffins. He has 2. But 1 on Movila, 1 on DeLine, 1 on Otwell, 1 on Clark, 1 on Cochran, and 1 on Kleekamp. It's Tab's second free throw on the 1-and-1. Front end's good, back end's good, and it's 21-13 Blue Jays. 8 minutes to go in the half. Here on the left wing, left elbow, it's DeLine. DeLine finds a wide open man in Carter Otwell out to the right side, but Romo Tab comes up with it, stolen away, tipped on the floor, and Hollinsworth dives for it. Reset. Here comes Tab. Tab the Euro step, airballs it on the floater. And Fontbonne, 3-on-2, has a chance to flip the floor. It will reset as Westminster's able to get back on defense in time. Otwell Nearly lost control of the basketball. Finds a wide open three for Wadlington, and Wadlington can't connect. Rebounded by Tab, and Tab up the floor to Osterman. And Hollinsworth swinging around. Here's Hollinsworth on the right wing. Pass to his right. As Tab tries a three and hits off the back of the iron. Rebounded strong for Eric Shark. Wadlington turns the ball over on the other side of the floor, and with 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go until the halftime buzzer is 21-13. Blue Jays sitting pretty by 8. Led by head coach Matt Mitchell. In his 20th, or should say his 19th year. Came here about the same time as John Welty. John Welty one win away on the football program. 1 win away from 100 wins under his belt at Westminster. Hollinsworth, he's down low and pops it. Thought about the dunk, but instead goes for the easy tip in. And it's a 10-point lead, largest of the day for Westminster. Here's a long two off the elbow. And hits off the front of the iron, rebounded by Hollinsworth. And Kaywood will bring the ball up the floor on the near side. Flip up to Carter Wands. Wands looking for an open man, finally gives it to Tab out on the left wing. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Carter Wands. Wands down low. Wands tries to get the floater off the glass, but there seems to be a lid on the rim. His brother Kobe leads the team with 8 points. So far, Carter only has 2. Here's a look down low. 2 shots, 2 missed, 2 rejected rebounds. And on the floor, the referees will call this one a jump ball with the possession arrow sticking with purple. Couple more substitutions for both sides. Hayden Drace comes out, and in comes Carter Wands. Got the original starting 5 out on the floor right now for Westminster. Caden Clark out on the right wing, feeds it down to the post. That's Cochran. Cochran back out to Wadlington, and he can't find the bucket in that one, so Westminster will retake over left to right with Kobe Wands bringing the ball up the floor. Wands gets a pick from Tab, finds Hollinsworth down low. Hollinsworth tried to give it outside to Colin Kaywood. But the ball goes into the bench of Fontbonne, and will have the inbound right in front of their own bench. Clark nearly turned the basketball over, being double teamed, and last touched out of bounds by Clark. So the Blue Jays will retain possession with 5:26 to play in the half. 23-13 they lead. Kobe Wands on the left wing, drives baseline, left of the block, it's good. Layup finger roll, count it, 25-13, 12-point deficit now for the Griffins. They need a bucket here to stop the scoring. Meanwhile, down low, Kleekamp on the reverse layup. Missed his shot, didn't get the rebound, then's called for the foul on the other end. So into the bonus are the Griffins. Second foul on Kleekamp. He has 4 points. That will send Stephen Brandt to the line. Brandt 2 for 2 from the free throw line today. That makes him 3 for 3. Now the Blue Jays continue to tack on this lead. They now lead it by 13 with 5:02 to go in the first. Second free throw misses in and misses out. Rebounded by Wadlington. Caden Clark, the point guard, gets it up top to Woodcock. Woodcock passed the ball around and picked off and stole it away. Here comes Kobe Wands with the basketball. Wands up forward to Kaywood. Kaywood right wing. Pulls up. Here's a three. And rims in, rims out. Big rebound for Gus Kleekamp. Here comes Kleekamp into traffic and swatted on the wrist by Kobe Wands. Actually, they're going to tag Stephen Brandt with the foul, not Wands. Brandt was in the vicinity, and like he was the more aggressive one of the two. Kleekamp, meanwhile, the pass off to Woodcock on the left wing. Dribbles once to the right, but then a bounce pass down into the paint. Here in the trenches is the basketball. Cochran down low. His shot's rejected, as well as Wadlington's. Should say Wadlington got the basketball, tried the shot. Here's Kobe Wands from downtown. Kobe Wands, nothing but nylon. 29-13. Huge run for the Blue Jays. And the Griffins looking like they're running out of gas here with 4:19 to go in the first half, trailing 29-13. Just cannot seem to buy a bucket, and every step of the way, the Blue Jays capitalizing on these points off turnovers. 11 turnovers for the Griffins, 3 for Westminster. The Griffins cannot buy a three-point bucket. 1 of 8 from beyond the arc and 6 of 28 from the field. Meanwhile, Westminster 10 of 25 from the field and 4 of 12 from beyond 3. The Griffins have 6 free throws so far, 5 of 6 from the stripe, and the Griffins have yet to get to the free throw line. Time continuing to kick down here in the first half, so 5 fouls on Westminster. They have 2 to burn before it's free throws. And the Griffins are 1 foul away from putting Westminster in the double bonus. Really the one statistic that the Griffins are doing a lot better in than the Blue Jays are rebounds. They're out rebounding the Blue Jays 23-13, so they're getting the second chance looks, but just unable to buy buckets. That really big glaring numbers, that 1 of 8 from beyond the 3-point line, and 6 of 28, 21% is not much better, but that's a number that will even out. Well, the points will come, and Westminster is just a few minutes of sloppy basketball away from potentially giving up a big run. They go into the paint. Here's Cochran, and Cochran is fouled, so that's the 6th foul on Westminster. That might have been the 7th. That is the 7th foul, so we have free throws. This head referee has to be one of the most positive and talkative referees that I think we've seen here in the SLIAC, and that's always good communication no matter what it is, whether it be with students and teachers or a boss and workers or marriage. Always key, and even at the basketball level with referees and the scorers table. Not to mention after the under 10 timeout, referee came over and said, "What a good 10 minutes, guys," and gave fist bumps to everyone at the scorers table. Here's a 2-point floater sunk by Romo Tab, and the lead is back up 31-14 for the Blue Jays. Just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Kleekamp, the zip pass over the left wing. That's Clark. Clark got it by Kobe Wands. He gives it to his right. That's DeLine. DeLine down into the paint. Here he goes off the right side of the lane, and it's good for 2. And the lead is cut back down to 15 for the Griffins. Or I should say the deficit cut back down to 15 for the Griffins. Here's a 3 for Kaywood, and Kaywood can't find the nylon. Rebounded by the Griffins, and Kleekamp brings the ball coast to coast, but can't get it the finish. A wasted possession, kept the ball for himself. Meanwhile, Kobe Wands from downtown, it rattles home. Kobe Wands, 16 points, 4 for 6 from beyond the arc. He has the hot hand, and it's 34-16 Westminster. Clark passes it off to the near side. That's Luke DeLine. Luke DeLine over to Kleekamp. He goes into the trenches. Has it knocked away by Romo Tab. Tab, bounce pass up the floor. Here's Kaywood on the left wing. Kaywood pulls up, pass to his right. Carter Wands from Kobe Wands from downtown. Both Wands can't find the bucket. And a long three for DeLine is true. DeLine responds, and it's 34-19 with 2:20 to go until halftime. Carter Wands guarded by Clark. He breaks the press, dashing up forward. Long three, Romo Tab, and he cannot drive it in. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half, 34-19 Blue Jays. Clark, the pass down low to Woodcock, and they kick it back out to DeLine. DeLine guarded by Carter Wands. Here's a long three, and missed. Woodcock not happy about his shot, wishes he could have that one back. And with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first half of play, it's the Blue Jays leading 34-19. Seems like they led by 15 for pretty much the entire second half of the first half, ever since the 10-minute mark. But a foul down low. The Griffin faithful wanting a charge on the call. But instead, Kobe Wands will go to the foul line. It'll be 2 foul shots from here on out for the final 90 seconds of the half for the Blue Jays. Kobe Wands, excellent foul shooter for his career here at Westminster, will be at the line. It's his first trip of the day, and he's only the third Blue Jay to get to the free throw line this afternoon. Makes the first shot. So that gives Wands 17 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 foul. 4 for 7 from beyond 3. How about that? Just in the first half alone. Meanwhile, both free throws are good. It's 36-19 Blue Jays. How will the Griffins respond? They find a wide open look for Luke DeLine, looking like Travis Kelce down low into the trenches. He's slapped on the wrist. Not to mention the pass up the floor from Carter Otwell. You say he looked like Patrick Mahomes. You want to continue with the football analogy. But 1 minute and 22 seconds to play in the first half, and it's 36-19, and free throws upcoming for Luke DeLine. DeLine, a junior from St. Francis Borgia. Got some playing time with Gus Kleekamp at St. Francis Borgia. Eighth foul on the Griffins, on the Blue Jays. And the first free throw swirls in for DeLine. 16-point lead for the Blue Jays. Here's the second free throw on its way and rattles home. 36-21, lead back down to 15. The Blue Jays just want to maybe let up a little here toward the end of the first half. What a find. Go to the basket and count the bucket. Jack Kitchens off the bench. Kitchens with her first 2 points of the game, immediately off the bench, making a difference. Or I should say getting involved. Can't say he's made a difference quite yet just with 2 points, but we'll see what happens. 15 seconds on the shot clock, just under a minute to play until halftime. Down low, DeLine drives, gives it to Otwell, who puts it off the glass for 2, and it's 38-23. Westminster still leads. Carter Wands dribbles with the right hand, now feeds it off to Kitchens. Kitchens to the left wing to Kobe Wands, the transfer between the two brothers. Here's Kitchens down low, count the bucket, and 1. Kitchens already with 4 points. Talk about making a difference. Making a few wakes. Already has a chance to move in to third in scoring in this game behind Kobe Wands with 18 points and Stu Hollinsworth with 6. And he makes it into third with Romo Tab and should say Romo Tab with 4 points, and behind him, Nolan Hewitt. Kitchen so far the leading scorer in points off the bench. No shot clock, 15 seconds to go in the half. And the Griffins looking to hold. Cochran, pass off to his right, that's Otwell. Otwell drives baseline. Down low, has his shot, nearly blocked, but holds up on the edge of the rim. And Westminster will hold on to the basketball, and that's how the first half ends. 41-25, your score at the half here in Fulton, Missouri. We'll be right back with halftime stats in the SLIAC Game of the Week here on the Blue Jays Sports Network when we come back. Welcome back to Henry P. Iba Court in Fulton, Missouri. James Stanley with you for the second half, just about to start between Fontbonne and Westminster College. The Blue Jays lead the Griffins 41-25. Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here for the SLIAC game of the week. Leading scorers, Kobe Wands with 18 points, and it's not even close for the man who's second place in scoring right now for the Blue Jays. Stu Hollinsworth has 6 points, 13-point differential. Leading scorer for Fontbonne is Luke DeLine with 7. Jared Woodcock has 5. He's 1 for 4 from beyond the three-point arc, and DeLine just 1 for 3. Collectively as a team, 2 of 10 from beyond the arc for the Griffins, and they will start the ball off here in the second half. Left to right, they will move. DeLine, speak of the devil, down on the right wing, has the ball tipped away by Romo Tab, and Tab thought that was an over-the-line call, so he did not go for the basketball. And they're going to say that Tab touched it last out of bounds, so he's not very happy with that call, and Westminster will have to reset on defense. Right wing is DeLine, feeds it down low. Here's Woodcock for 2. Woodcock shot caroms high off the back of the iron, goes to the trees, and finishes with 2 points. 41-27, 19:27 to play in the game. And Fontbonne starts off the scoring first. Here's Romo Tab, wide open 3. It's nothing but net. Tab with ice in his veins. Punches it through, and it's 44-27. Blue Jays sitting pretty. The line on the right wing of the bounce pass to Woodcock, top of the key, guarded by Kaywood. Now back to the line on the right wing as he drives into the paint. Hands up defense. Good by Carter Wands. Nearly strips it away. Hollinsworth has to come up, clean up the mess as he's guarding now Woodcock onto the right wing. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Down low, and down goes Clark. He drains the two-pointer and then is able to get fouled to go to the line with a chance to make it 3 points on one play and make it the smallest deficit for the Griffins since, well, about 8 minutes left in the first half, as they've trailed by 15 or more ever since that 10-minute mark. Kaywood walks the ball across the blue line, and at center floor is the ball now. Kobe Wands nearly had it tipped away, but quickly up to Tab, and then down to the left wing. On the near side is Carter Wands, and a foul already called away from the basketball on Fontbonne. They really struggled with fouls in the first half. They had 11 as a team. That's the 12th foul, make it a dozen on them on the game. They did clean their play up in the last half of the first half. Not as many fouls, but the main issue was that they accumulated most of their fouls early on in the half, so Westminster had a lot of opportunities from the free throw line, getting there 9 times in the first half. But here we are, 44-30, 8:20 to play. Stu Hollinsworth travels with the basketball out on the right wing on his way to the bank, and he turns it over, so that'll just be the 4th turnover of the game for Westminster, 12 turnovers for Fontbonne. Again, rebounds are really the key thing that the Griffins are doing well. They just turn the ball over again. 13 turnovers on the Griffins. Griffins have out-rebounded the Jays 27-16. Part of it's also been Westminster's scoring. They're good for 45% from the field. Kobe Wands from deep downtown Fulton drains it. 47-30 your score with 17:45 to play. 3 points away from making it a 20-point lead. Oh, what a move down low, but the rim says not today. Kleekamp can't finish. Quickly up the floor. Kobe to Carter Wands. Can't finish. Rebounded by Woodcock. And Woodcock has it stripped away. Wide open look. Kobe Wands for 2. And it's 49-30 Westminster. 18 points off of turnovers for the Blue Jays in this one already. Another steal. This time it's Kaywood knocking it out. Kaywood, coast to coast, here he goes, and draws the foul. That one will be on Alex Movila. And Kaywood will go to the free throw line. That's the third foul on Movila as the first free throw hits off the front of the iron. Kaywood for his career, 79% foul shooter. And finally gets the second one to rattle in, so now a 20-point lead for the Blue Jays. Long skip pass up the floor. That's to Kleekamp. Kleekamp can't make his shot, but DeLine's right there to put it back up for two. And Fangio and go defense. Well, that's going to be one key for the Griffins to get back in this one. Romo Tab out on the perimeter. Near the top of the key with a pass over to Kaywood, and then back up top goes the pass to Carter Wands. Carter Wands, no-look pass. Here's to Hollinsworth. And Hollinsworth on his way to the bucket is fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. Hollinsworth with 6 points, his first trip to the foul line today. With 16:23 to play, and could make it back to a 20-point lead if he makes both, as he makes the first one. Hung on the front lip of the rim for a little bit, then caromed off the back square on the glass and through the hoop. Here's the next free throw, and it's short. McCann with the board. And the Griffins looking to flip the field in transition. Here's Kleekamp down low, turns and fires and connects with the rim and the bucket. 51-34, 16:09 to play, still in favor of the Blue Jays. Blue Jays running away with this one. Had a big lead at the half and trying to make it even larger into the second half of play. And it just does not get any easier for Carter Wands. The ball just flew off his hand on his way to the rim, floating off the glass and in for two. Down low, it's Cochran. And Cochran is fouled by Stu Hollinsworth. So Cochran will go to the foul line. Cochran so far today in free throws, 1 for 2. His third attempt is no good. So Hollinsworth will take a step out with 4 fouls and 7 points and 4 rebounds. Second on the team in boards behind Romo Tab. He has 6. And the second free throw is canned, so 53-35, 15:40 to go in the game. Wands out on the left wing of the pass up to his brother Kobe. Kobe Wands trying to get a block. Now he's being double teamed. Breaks the coverage. Down low to Carter Wands. Wide open three for Kaywood. Decides not to pull the trigger. Pulls back up. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Blue Jays. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Here comes Carter Wands. Pass to Romo Tab for three. Tab clanks off the side of the iron and rebounded by Cochran. Here come the Griffins. Griffins with a chance to put them in a little bit of a run. Down low, it's Otwell. He finds Cochran. Cochran short. Rebounded by DeLine, and DeLine puts it up for two. 53-37, still a big deficit for the Griffins, but if you're going to eat an elephant, you got to start somewhere. One piece at a time. Kobe Wands, right wing, gets a pick from McCollum. McCollum, the big senior forward, not a lot of playing time on the year. Kobe Wands fires up a three, and it's missed, and the scoring drought continues for the Blue Jays. Fontbonne looking to capitalize. DeLine, pass up to McCann to his left, to Cochran, and around the world it goes. This time to Otwell. Otwell, pass to DeLine for three. DeLine hits off the front of the iron, rejected by the rim. Here come the Blue Jays. Kaywood, left wing, pulls up, fires, long two, it's good. Kaywood knocks that one down, and it's 55-37. 14:05 to play. DeLine down low. Here's a backdoor pass. What a move. Cochran for two. Chalk up the assist to DeLine. A lot of scoring here in the second half. 55-39, 13:48 to play. Blue Jays sitting on top. Kaywood thought about the three, instead dishes to his right. That's to Carter Wands as he has it now, dribbles to the left side of the rim. Left side of the wing, I should say. A no-look, tried a hook shot. I think that Romo Tab lost his footing. He missed it. And Fontbonne will work in transition. McCann deep into the left corner. Brings it up far side of the floor. Fires from the free throw line. Pops off the back of the iron, and after a few seconds in the air, falls through the nylon. Back to a 14-point lead for the Blue Jays. Don't want to give the Griffins an edge to climb back in. Kaywood hands off to Kobe Wands, and back to Kaywood in from the left corner for three, and too strong. Hits off the inside part of the iron, and a big rebound for Ian Cochran. Cochran hands off to Otwell, who dashes up the floor, but his shot is rejected out of bounds, so and rather a foul called on Casey McCollum. McCollum will now check out, and actually timeout's called on the floor. So with 12:45 to play, it's 55-41. Westminster leading on top of the Griffins. We'll be right back with more of the SLIAC Game of the Week on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Welcome back to historic Westminster Gym. James Stanley with you today on the Blue Jays Sports Network. 55-41, 12:45 to play. The Blue Jays sitting on top of the Griffins. What the Griffins do with the basketball, and here's the inbound out of the break. Cochran goes down really hard into the scores table. Hope he's okay. The whole scores table's cattywampus. And when the big man comes in flying like that, 185 pounds of force, well, he appears to be all right. There's padding on the front of the scores table, and that appears what he collided with. Now there's checking to make sure that there's no sweat on the floor that will make anybody else slip. Cochran's a big bruiser. He takes his lumps, and the ball last touched out of bounds by the Blue Jays. So here's Otwell driving. Otwell, finger roll, layup, no good. Rebounded by Hewitt. Hewitt has his first board of the game, and the Blue Jays will work with 12:27 to play, up by 14. Try to find a backdoor pass down low, but missed. Kobe Wands unable to come up with it. Instead, it's DeLine bringing the ball up the floor. DeLine spin move, right wing, goes down low and is fouled. Carter Wands sent him to the floor, and that will send DeLine to the free throw line. DeLine leading the Griffins with 13 points, 5 for 10 from the field, and 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. So in the second half, still no three-point buckets for the Griffins. First free throw for DeLine is missed. Coming into that shot, he was 2 for 2 on the day. That's the first foul on Carter Wands, by the way, if you're keeping track at home. 5 fouls on the Griffins so far. That's about halfway through the second half of play. Full court press. McCann giving chase to Carter Wands as he brings the ball up the floor on the far side, now dashing across the center line. Gets it into the front court, and we'll see what the Blue Jays are able to do with it. Carter Wands try to get a quick pass down low to Brandt. And Hewitt into the set, and he comes up with the basketball somehow. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Here is Carter Wands driving down low, and Kobe Wands throws up a long hook shot, fresh 30 seconds. Romo wide open. They kick it back out to Kobe Wands down low. Here's Romo with the cut to the basket. What a find, what a move. Really good ball movement on that possession for the Blue Jays. Puts them up 57-42 with 11:29 to play. Cochran into the trenches, battle of the Titans. And this time he's able to get the best of Romo Tab. The lead cut back to 13. Hewitt finds Tab down low. Tab driving against Cochran. Flipped outside. Three-point bucket. It's rattled in. Stephen Brandt, the sophomore. He connects from downtown. Brandt now with 6 points. His first three-pointer of the day. The other 3 points have come from free throws, and now there's already the 6th foul on the Blue Jays, the 3rd foul on Brandt. Matt Mitchell, head coach of the Blue Jays, surveying the bench, looking at his options, and looks like he'll go with Makai Galbraith. Come back in. Cochran twists around, and a big board for Romo Tab. Cochran missed his shot. Tab had the board. Brandt flips it out to Kobe Wands out on the right wing. Finds a wide open Hewitt. Hewitt clinks off the front of the or back of the iron, and now Romo Tab fires a three. It also doinks off the back of the rim, and here come the Griffins. 3-on-2. McCann down low. McCann is able to get the best of Romo Tab, and that's saying a lot. Tab coming up a little bit gimpy. Maybe got poked in the eyes. Kind of checking his eyelid, but what an effort for McCann at 5'7". And there's a lid on the rim right now for the Blue Jays. They cannot seem to score, except McCann throws it out of bounds behind the back of Ian Cochran. Cochran just a little too fleet of foot to miss that pass. Galbraith, he brings the ball up the floor, crosses center floor, and nearly dropped the basketball. Fights for it, and it's tipped and stolen away. Tipped and stolen away. It's kind of the day we're having up here in the booth. 60-48 off the scoop and score for the Griffins. 60-40 with 9:25 to play, and that's 60-48. Here's a three-point attempt by Brandt. Brandt misses, and another rebound. The Griffins have out-rebounded the Blue Jays every step of the way in this one. Eventually the shots will fall, but an offensive foul away from the basketball. And they're going to tag Jared Woodcock for that one. Timeout on the floor taken by the Griffins, and we will step away for a short break here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. 60-48, 9:10 remaining in the SLIAC game of the week. Wouldn't touch that browser. Stay right here with more Blue Jay basketball coming up. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, and we'll decide a winner with the Blue Jays leading 60-48 here in the SLIAC Game of the Week. Thank you for joining us here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. James Stanley with you for this weekend series of games. We'll have another men's and women's game on Monday afternoon. Here's some tough defense by the Griffins. Oh, what a pass. What a layup. Beautiful for Kaden Clark, and it's back to a 10-point deficit with an offensive foul and elbow thrown by Kobe Wands, and there's not been a lot for the Griffins to cheer for in this game except for when they led in the early minutes. Now suddenly this fan section getting involved and trying to back their boys in purple. That is the 7th foul on Westminster. So there's no free throws. They're inbounding. Interesting. But Woodcock for 3, and it's a 7-point game. This one getting very interesting down the stretch. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. The Blue Jays led by as many as 20 points. Not having Hollinsworth into the game, he's sitting on the bench with 4 points, has really hurt the Blue Jays. Into the trenches, another miss. Brandt can't find the rim. Rebounded by the Griffins, here they come. Clark, it's momentum. Down low, he misses his free throw, and the Blue Jays looking to respond. Here they move right to left. Kobe Wands gets the pass from his brother Carter. Now on the left wing, he'll pull up and try to reset a play. Hewitt to his right. Brandt for 3. Brandt, air ball. And pulled back in by DeLine. DeLine stolen away by Brandt. Blue Jays 3-on-2. Kobe Wands goes down low and a hard foul. That'll be another foul on Movila. That one sent Brandt to the floor. And just the 5th foul on the Griffins in this half. So they got one. No, that's the 6th foul. So they have no more fouls to burn before it's free throws for the Blue Jays. Tab to Hewitt around the perimeter. The ball moves to the left wing, and that's Brandt. Tab tries to drive down low, and a foul called on Kaden Clark, so it'll be free throws for the Blue Jays, and that foul was away from the basketball. They get Kobe Wands, who will go to the charity stripe. 60-53, 7:43 remaining. This game has been one-sided for the most part, but suddenly Fontbonne is making this one a little more interesting. Wands at the line with 23 points, 2 for 2 from the free throw stripe today. Here's the first free throw of the 1-and-1. It's good, so the front end very important to make, and now just another shot with the back end. Chance to make it a 9-point game if he makes this, and he's good. So 7:43 left. Kaden Clark, the freshman guard, brings the ball up the floor. Pass off to his left to McCann. McCann left wing, ball above his hands, now feeds it back to his right to Clark, and they're swinging around the world. That's DeLine. DeLine right wing, bounce pass down low to Woodcock. Woodcock, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Into the traffic he goes, and the ball is tied up. And a foul called. They're going to get Hewitt for that one. Hewitt wanted a jump ball, but a little too aggressive down low. That'll put Woodcock at the free throw line. Woodcock has yet to attempt any free throws today. Here's the first free throw of the 1-and-1. It's missed, and an over-the-back call on Cochran. So now we'll have free throws on the other side of the floor. I don't know if it was not so much as Cochran being overly aggressive or Brandt pulling up, waiting for Cochran just to jump for the basketball. I think Brandt had something to do with that over-the-back call just as opposed to the aggressiveness of Cochran. And now that free throw from Stephen Brandt makes it 63-53. That's the second foul on Cochran. Both teams with 8 fouls. Second free throw is missed and rebounded by McCann. McCann up to Clark and back to McCann in the back floor. Now they pass it down low to Cochran, and Cochran lost the basketball down low. And Cochran, 6'7", 785 pounds, one of the biggest men out on the floor. Just a freshman, and you can tell how young he is. Looks younger than most of the players on the floor, and possibly just a freshman mistake there. But he will develop, and he could become one of the best centers in all the SLIAC. Hewitt out on the right wing, passes to his right. That's to Tab. Tab swings it back to Hewitt, and then back up top of the key to Brandt. Brandt drives baseline and draws the foul. Count the bucket and one. Chance to extend the lead back up to 14. Brandt getting a lot of key minutes off the bench. Really coming in and filling the void of Stu Hollinsworth well. I should say with this free throw he can make it a 13-point lead. It's back up to 12, 65-53. Make it 66-53 with 6:56 to play. Otwell crosses the center line with a pass over to the far side. Left wing sitting with the basketball is McCann. McCann to his right, Otwell. Foul called on the Blue Jays. And you get Carter Wands. Now Matt Mitchell calling for Stephen and Carter. That's Carter Wands and Stephen Brandt. Almost like a parent yelling the middle name of their child. The first free throw of the 1-and-1 is good, so DeLine makes his first free throw attempt of this trip. In some essence, you could say coaching is like parenting, but at the end of the day, you don't take the kids home with you. Substitution made. Gus Kleekamp in for Jared Woodcock. He gets a big applause here from the 30 or so Fontbonne fans that made their way from St. Louis. Not that far of a drive from the Loop. Just about an hour and a half. But back to basketball, 66-55, 6:30 to go. Blue Jays lead this one. Led by as many as 20, and here in the second half, they led by as few as 7. And so far, these fouls called on the Griffins have really hurt them. They've been sending Blue Jays to the line left and right. This will be the 18th free throw attempt for the Blue Jays in this game. 14 of 17 is the entire team. As the first free throw is good for Romo Tab. So Tab looks to put this one through, and it rattles a couple of times, but eventually falls through the nylon, and Matt Mitchell wants a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds, 68-55 with 6:26 to go. Blue Jays on top. Welcome back to Fulton, Missouri. The SLIAC game of the week winding down, 6:20 to play. The Blue Jays leading 68-55 over the Griffins of Fontbonne. James Stanley with you, and we thank you for joining us. Here's a long two put up by DeLine, and DeLine breaks the scoring drought for the Griffins, who cut it back down to 7, and then the Blue Jays went on a little bit of a run of their own. Just under 6 to play. Here's Carter Wand down on the back. Wand's back on the right wing. And eventually Brandt gives a pass over to the left wing, left corner. And that's Hewitt punching it through for 3. 71-57. The Blue Jays looking to win 6 straight against Fontbonne in their program history. It's just out the last 6 games. Series is tied all-time at 31-31, game number 63. A lot of history here between Westminster and Fontbonne, and well, they try another one for Hewitt from the right corner. Can't make it that time. DeLine for 3. DeLine, nothing but nylon. Back under a 10-point lead. 71-62. Still a lot of time left for the Griffins to come back in this one. Romo Tab, left corner with the basketball, dribbles to the right hand, now zigzags towards the basket. Finds a wide open Hewitt from downtown. Hewitt! Perfect! Three-pointer, 74-62. And gives the lead back up by double digits for the Blue Jays. Woodcock cuts to the basket. Now he's out into the right corner. Wide open 3, and airballs it nearly out of bounds, but Cochran there to pull it back down. Cochran to McCann as he walks the ball back out behind the perimeter. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Guess they're saying the ball touched the rim. Meanwhile, Woodcock down low, spins, fires, misses, but does draw the foul. So they'll tag Hewitt for that foul, and that'll put Woodcock at the line. So both teams into the double bonus now, so we will have 2 shots from here on out as the first one is good for Jared Woodcock. And the second one made, so back to a 10-point lead. Brandt to the inbound, triggers it in as Carter Wands will walk the ball up the floor, guarded heavily by McCann. McCann not giving an inch, and Wands switches to the right hand, now back to the left, just on the edge of the W. At center floor. Hewitt passes it back up top of the key, and that's to Carter Wands. I should say to Kobe Wands as he drives to the baseline and is fouled, slapped on the wrist. And give that foul, he's awarded to Carter Otwell. Freshman getting a lot of playing time off the bench today. Otwell with 6 points as the first free throw is made by Kobe Wands. There's the second free throw that's good as well, so back to a 12-point lead with 3:52 to play. Woodcock down to the right corner, fires a 3 guarded by Tab, hits off the front of the iron. Kobe Wands almost had the rebound, but there to secure it is Hewitt. Kobe Wands dribbles with the left hand again, but nearly stolen away by Carter Otwell. Otwell is being really physical with his defense. Finds a wide open Tab from downtown. Tab at short, and a foul called on the floor. That's Kobe Wands who took a hard tumble on the hardwood, and he will go back to the free throw line. Trying to think who they're calling for this one. I want to say it's Carter Otwell. That's the number they flashed up on the scoreboard, but first free throw is good for Kobe Wands. He now has 28 points. .318 to go and a 14-point lead for the Blue Jays. A couple more three-pointers will be daggers and could be all she wrote, but the Griffins will not go away. They're 4 three-pointers away from tying this one up. First of all, you got to stop the Blue Jays from scoring. Not that the Blue Jays have had trouble with turnovers, but rebounds have definitely not been their friend. Hewitt with the give up to the top of the key for Carter Wands. Gets a pick from Hollinsworth. He's finally back into the game, playing with 4 fouls. He's getting very physical down low with Cochran, and Cochran called for the foul that time, so Hollinsworth will get the foul, much to the dismay of this Fontbonne faithful. Have to somewhat agree with the call there. No, it's getting physical down low, but that's just part of the game. Don't think that Cochran is being any more aggressive than what he's been for the rest of the game. If anything, Hollinsworth looked back and wanted to make sure it wasn't him who was being called for the foul. 79-66 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And another foul. This time on Hewitt. And by the way, that foul called on Cochran will be his 4th, and he goes to the free throw line with Hewitt picking up his 4th. So Hollinsworth has 4, Hewitt has 4, Brandt has 3. Meanwhile, it's 4 fouls for Cochran, 3 for Clark, 3 for Otwell, 3 for Woodcock, and 3 for DeLine. 24 fouls on the Griffins, 19 on the Blue Jays. Second free throw is missed and rebounded by Hollinsworth, and the Griffins are letting up on the full court press. McCann instead will meet Carter Wands at the center line. Carter Wands with the pass off to Hewitt. Hewitt down to his right. Hollinsworth has the basketball, guarded by Cochran. Cochran to Hewitt, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Hewitt, fancy footwork, dribbles down low, finds Hollinsworth, and Hollinsworth travels with it. So they give the ball back with 2:14 to play, and the Griffins trailing by 12. Otwell to McCann. McCann into the trees. He goes, and above the treetops, flips the basketball up, and it's down through the nylon for 2. Back to a 10-point lead for the Blue Jays, and we've seen crazier things with the Missouri Tigers defeating the Kansas Jayhawks down by 12 with 2 minutes to go. Could it happen here at the Division III level with Westminster and Fontbonne? We'll be right back with more of the SLIAC Game of the Week in the final 2 minutes and 8 seconds here on the Blue Jays Sports Network. Welcome back to Westminster College, the SLIAC Game of the Week. 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. A full court press put on by the Griffins. The Jays eventually break it, and they really spread the floor out. This is the defensive equivalency of defending a Hail Mary pass, it looks like almost. That's in football. Meanwhile, the pass is stolen away, and here comes Otwell coast to coast. He makes it an 8-point game with 99 seconds to go. Brandt out on the far side, flips it near side, and that's to Carter Wands. Wands with the basketball now as they try to break the press once again. Wands drives to his right. Wide open look for Kaywood, but they swing it back around from Kobe to Carter. Carter Wands drives into the paint. The weave pass to Kaywood. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Down low to Hewitt. Hewitt turns and fires and sinks it. Back to a 10-point deficit with 1 minute and 7 seconds to play. McCann tried a 3-point bucket, but an illegal motion on the floor will be called against Fontbonne, and Westminster will keep a hold of possession. 81-71, 48.9 seconds to play. Kobe Wands at the line. He makes the first free throw, and I think maybe one more three-point bucket here by the Blue Jays could put this game on ice. Still 12 points in 48 seconds seems unlikely, but crazier things have happened. Woodcock from downtown. Woodcock's three is too strong, and a foul down low. Woodcock is saying that he was fouled on his way down, and he wants 3 free throws, but instead a foul called on the rebound, so 41 seconds on the clock will put Luke DeLine at the free throw line, and he makes the first free throw. With that, a timeout called, and we'll step away for a short break. 41 seconds left to play. 83-73, Blue Jays on top. We'll be right back with the final 41 seconds of this one on the Blue Jays Sports Network. With 39.3 seconds, we welcome you back into Henry P. Iba Court in Fulton, Missouri. Another foul on the floor called against Fontbonne, and that will put Kaywood at the line. Kaywood so far just has 3 points. 0 for 5 from beyond the arc, 1 for 6 from the field, and I'll make that 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 83-73, 39.3 seconds left. Don't want to put this one in the win column just quite yet. I'd say one more triple will be the dagger. DeLine brings the ball up the floor, and a pass off is missed. However, DeLine's down low to come away with it. Meanwhile, Westminster has the steal, and they could run all the time off the clock they want at this point, but a foul by McCann on Kobe Wands will send him back to the free throw line. Wands with 31 points on the day, 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 8 for 14 from the field, and 5 for 9 from beyond the arc. First free throw is made, and it's a 12-point lead, 22.5 seconds left to go. And Kobe Wands with 32 points. That'll make it 33. Blue Jays will improve to 4-5 on the year. There's a 2-point bucket a day late and a dollar short. The Griffins still trailing by 11, and the Blue Jays will just let this one finish out. 9 seconds to go, and this one's a win for the Blue Jays. They improve to 3-1 in SLIAC play, sitting third, make that fourth in the conference, with Fontbonne falling to 4-5, falling to 2-2 in conference play, now sitting fifth. Any suggestions for today's broadcast were much appreciated. The Missouri School of Journalism in Columbia, Missouri, provides broadcasters here at Westminster College for all sports, from football to men's and women's basketball, and baseball included. And we appreciate any feedback we can get to improve the quality of our work and If you have any suggestions, please email them to jrs2rb@mail.missouri.edu. That's jrs2rb@mail.missouri.edu. We greatly appreciate you all taking a listen to today's game, and thank you for your support of not only Mizzou Student Radio, but also of Westminster College Athletics. As your final score, Westminster wins the SLIAC Game of the Week, 86-75. That's going to do it for us here from Westminster College, as we'll see you next time on the Blue Jays Sport Network on Monday with men's and women's basketball on Monday afternoon action here from Henry P. Iba Court. For Kirsten Carney, Sports Information Director here at Westminster College, and everyone at Westminster College, hope you have a happy holidays, a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. This is James Stanley saying so long and farewell from the house that said the words of Winston Churchill.